All right, still on the same question 6, we are going to do 6.3. So 6.3, they say on the same grid, draw the graph. Y is equals to 2x plus 1. So guys, when they say on the same grid, they mean you must draw it on the same Cartesian plane. So it's okay to draw two graphs or even more than two graphs on the same grid. Sometimes they don't say same grid, they say same set of axes. So just be cautious of those words there. So now they say on the same grid. They gave you only the equation, they did not give you the coordinates. So when you have only the equation and you don't have the coordinates, so you're going to do your y-intercept and your x-intercept. So let's do this. So I'm going to use my equation. My equation is y is equals to 2x plus 1. And they say that I must draw a graph, right? For me to draw a graph, I need coordinates. So I must find coordinates first, and I find them by y. I'm finding the y-intercept. So guys, when you say y-intercept, it means you want the value of y, isn't it? Yeah, so when you want the value of y, you make your x 0. X is equals to 0. So I prefer to rewrite the equation just so that I substitute correctly. I'm going to rewrite my equation, so it's 2x plus 1. And it's going to be 2, where I see x, I substitute. I'm going to substitute by putting it inside the brackets, plus 1. So it means now my y is equals to 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 1. So my y is 1. All right, immediately when you find the value of 1, guys, you have to write your coordinates. Remember, you cannot draw a graph without coordinates. My coordinates will always be a value of x and y. So it's going to be 0 and 1. And now that I'm done with my y-intercept, then I must go and do my x-intercept. I don't know why is my phone being blurry now. All right, I'm going to do my x-intercept. So my x-intercept, I'm going to say x-intercept. I hope it's visible, guys. And now what I'm going to do, when I say x-intercept, it means I want the value of x, right? So I make y to be 0. And I rewrite my equation just so that I don't mess up my work. Plus 1. So where I see y, I put 0. So I'm going to say 0 is equals to 2x plus 1. So now 2x plus 1 cannot add because they are not like terms. But then on the other hand, 0 can add or subtract with 1. So I'm going to take this 1 and take it to the other side of 0. So I'm going to say 0. And then when this one is positive, right, when it crosses the equal sign, it becomes negative 1 is equals to 2x. So that is negative 1 is equals to 2x, which I'm going to divide by 2 both sides because I want to get rid of this 2 and remain with the x. So what I do on the left, I must do on the right. So I have my x as x is equals to negative 1 over 2. X is negative half. So now that I am done, I must write coordinates. Remember, I must always write coordinates because I can't draw a graph without coordinates. Okay, so my coordinates will be x and y. So I'll write negative 1 over 2 and 0 since my y is 0. So once I'm done with these coordinates, with my y-intercept and my x-intercept, I go to my graph. On my graph, I'm going to plot this coordinates. So I'm going to my graph. My y-intercept is 0 and 1. It means my graph is going to be, I'm going to plot it here on 0 and 1. Because this is 1, right? Y-intercept simply means the point must be on the y-axis. So it must be here. And then I'm going to plot, I have negative half and 0. So negative half is the value of x. So I'm going to directly on the x-axis and I plot it there. And once I'm done plotting, then I connect the dots, guys. Connecting the dots, I'm drawing the graph. My graph must go all the way and be as long as it can be, as long as it is within the grid. And then I label my graph as y is equals to 2x plus 1. So that's it. I've drawn my graph. Now they say from the graph, determine the value where the two gradients are equal. So where the two gradients are equal, guys, is where the graph meet, where they intersect. So they are equal there. And then they say determine the coordinates. So my coordinates there, the value of x when I go with it is 1. And the value of x here is 2. So my graph, there's two graphs. This graph that was drawn before, AB, and the graph that I just drew, they are equal at 1 and 2. So that's it, guys. I hope it makes sense. This is the y and the x-intercept, just in case you want to check them out.